How are we getting on, guys? I hope everyone is well. Wishing you all a happy new year and much success throughout 2022. We are back again with another Sunday sessions video. Now, this video may be a little bit shorter than usual, just as James isn't going to be available. He is a little under the weather, so he should be back hopefully next week and in next Sunday sessions video. But in this one, he has taken time out just to speed up his recovery. Nevertheless, we still have my analysis to look forward to, and we will be looking at two pairs. Now, the pairs that we are going to be looking at are XAU to the US dollar and Great British Pound to the US dollar. I'm liking the looks of these pairs for this coming week, and I think they'll be able to offer us with some good swings and some profitable trades. So, let's jump straight into our analysis. So first, let's take a look at XAU to USD. Straight away, we can see here on the 1 day time frame that this pair seems to be following a nice descending triangle pattern. It's reacted well to both the highs and the lows of this triangle pattern, and we are actually approaching the resistance level of this pattern. Moving into the 4-hour time frame, so having a deeper look into this pair, we can see some of the trades that we've capitalized from throughout the previous weeks, which are brilliant. And I have marked out some areas. So we have here a large level of demand, just as this marks an area where it has been the last sell before a heavy buy off. So here being one, we've had a big buy off here. Here being another one, we've had a large buy off here, touching into that resistance. Again, we've had a large buy here, which has then ultimately activated this bullish rally and this bullish trend. Now, as you can see, I've also marked out this area, as this area marks out the last low that this price has produced during this bullish trend. Now, what are my predictions for this coming week? Well, I think that we can expect price to tap into this resistance line that we have drawn out through this pattern, and I would like to see price reverse. So I won't be looking to place a buy. Yes, that would be following the trend, but it won't be following the overall trend. The overall trend is a descending triangle, which basically tells us that the current move, the current structure of this gold market is in fact bearish. So I will be waiting for a sell opportunity. Now, I believe this will come after we have price tap into this area. I'd like to see price clearly reject this level of resistance and start to produce clear bearish structure. Now, once I have the right confirmation, looking at the candlestick formations, looking at the strength of the bears, looking for clear breaks in structure and evidence that price is going to be moving down to the downside, that's when I'll be looking to jump in on a sell opportunity. Now, when we do jump on a sell position from somewhere around here, we could look to take a take profit somewhere around this line, just as this area acts as previous levels of resistance and now new supply. So realistically, what we would be wanting to do is place our sell position somewhere around here as soon as we have the right confirmation, riding our position down to this area, potentially looking at taking a close on our position, and then maybe look to re-enter and ride it down to this level of demand. Now, the reason why I'd take a close is for one or two reasons. One, because I don't want to be too greedy with the first position, and secondly, price could actually disrespect this area and start setting highs again, in which case I wouldn't want my position to hit stop loss, whether that be at entry or whether it be a trailing stop loss. I would want to capitalize as much as possible and take as much profit as I can from the position I've placed. So for me, it will be a waiting game as of Monday. I'll be waiting for price to reach this area and then look for those sell opportunities, riding it down to this point, and then looking at placing a second position down to this area. And then once we see price come to this area, we would like to see what price does and how it reacts and go from there. Now, moving on to the Great British Pound to US dollar, we can see how price was generating clear bearish structure, tapping into that level of demand which we predicted. And now we have seen new bullish strength and a new trend set in place. We did actually capitalize on a position from this tap into demand earlier on in December, and again we are now looking to capitalize on some more buy positions. Now, why am I looking at buy positions? Well, because yes, the overall trend here was bearish, But after tapping into that level of demand, we have actually had a break above this previous lower high, which tells us that that's a break in structure and that the bulls are now in control of the market. So now moving down to the lower time frames, looking at the 4 hour, we can actually see more clearly what I meant by the break in structure. So as you can see here, we can see clear bearish structure. Price is setting lower highs and lower lows. So evidently we have the lower high here, and we would want another lower high to be set along with another lower low. Yes, we had the lower low here, but we'd want price to come back up somewhere around this point and then set a lower low below this point. Now that didn't happen, so that was our first piece of evidence that bulls may be in control now. And then as you can see, we have now broken this high. Now, if the trend was still bearish, this high shouldn't have been broken, as typically in a bearish trend, you should see price producing lower highs every single time. So because we've had that break in structure, that gives me more confirmation and more confluence that price is now bullish. So I will be looking at those buy positions. What I'll be looking to do is capitalize on a bullish swing and try and ride it up to this previous level of supply. Now, this distance between does mark around 280 pips, which is brilliant. So we might not capitalize on the full 280, as that could take up to a week, up to 2 weeks to happen, depending on the volatility in the market and the strength in the bulls. But we are looking to capitalize on a large swing within this area. So my predictions are this. I believe price will retest this area, the area that in which it's broken, and then I believe we'll start to see it take its next impulse up before retesting. Again, then taking its next impulse before retesting, and it will do this until it reaches this previous level of supply. So I believe we will see clear bullish structure from this point, and then once it's tapped into supply, it could then do one of two things. It could reject breaking above and start a new bearish trend, giving us clear bearish structure, meaning we are then able to capitalize on sell positions and look to ride it back down. Or it could have a clean break and continue to set those higher highs and higher lows in the market, in which case we will be looking at continuing to capitalize on bullish buy positions. So I'll be looking at jumping into the Great British Pound to US dollar market at the end of an impulse. So just to summarize on the two pairs that I have briefly analyzed today for you guys, gold to the US dollar, I am wanting to capitalize on a sell. We just need to wait for price to react off this point and get the right confirmation to jump onto a sell. And then as for the Great British Pound to US dollar, I am looking at buying into that market. So again, all we need is the right confirmation and jump on at the end of a retest and the start of an impulse. We've had that clear break in bearish structure on the higher time frames, and it's evident that the bulls are in control of the market now. So it's without question that we do want to be looking at those buy positions. Now, as mentioned earlier, this Sunday sessions video has been quite short and is quite brief, but unfortunately James is just very unwell and hasn't been able to be active looking in the markets. But I hope the analysis that I've been able to provide you guys with today does come in handy and you do profit from it this coming week. If you do have any questions regarding my analysis, or you're unsure about anything I've gone through, please leave a comment down below. Alternatively, you can message us on Instagram or Telegram and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Now, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of luck this coming week in the markets and throughout the rest of the year. Here is to a profitable 2022. I'll see you guys in the next LAGFX video.